Well, again, I know I'm going towards the end here, so I'll try not to sound too repetitive from all the other coaches and say the same stuff, but it probably will sound pretty similar to what you've heard. First, again, would like to thank the RMAC and the media for being here. It is a great event you guys put on here to get us exposure, so I think it's great. Also would like to thank my wife at home for all the support and everything she does for me and my family. I would like to thank our new president, Dr. Shepard, that just got here. It is something that I'm very excited about, the future of our football program, our university. I think he's a real go-getter that can do some great things, and I see a lot of potential in Silver City and in western New Mexico. That's why I decided to come here and play, come here and be the coach, and wanted to get there was I looked at it and saw potential. And again, Dr. Shepard, our new president, I think sees that same potential in our university. So very excited about that, and also thank our new athletic director, Mark Coleman, for his support as well. From the football standpoint, again, I really believe the RMAC has improved. I think it's a much better conference at this point. When I went to Mines 3 seasons ago, when I got there and I looked at the conference, I saw some good teams, but again, near the bottom, it wasn't great. I really believe that the level of this conference has improved. I think this is going to be the best year, at least in my 4 years being affiliated with this conference. I think it'll be the best year, and the talent will be better, and the coaching will be better, and I'm looking forward to the competition. From our team standpoint, again, last year was a little bit of a scramble. I got the head coaching job in May, so I did not have much time to recruit or to address any of the issues we had. We kind of had what we had and had to run with it. And we did improve, and the guys that we had did a great job of trying to understand that the changes we need to make. We doubled the win total they'd had there the previous 2 years. They've been 2-8, and we went 4-7. Lost a couple other real close games in the last minute of the game. 2 other games we were that close to being 6-5 and having their first winning season in 20 years. Well, now we had a whole year as a staff and got to go recruit and got to go address some of the needs we have. And again, we think we're on the right track. We think our guys bought into it. Our team did over 500 hours of community service in the spring semester. We're trying to get the town behind us, and our guys are willing to do that stuff. They bought into what we ask them, and they're working hard. And it'll be interesting, like some of the other guys here said, our team is not full of 95 returners. I know talking to Coach Stitt Mines of 95 guys in spring ball that are there. We don't have anything like that. We have probably about 55 guys returning that have been part of our program. We're going to bring in about another 55, be somewhere around 110. So for us, it's going to be how we gel. How do we come together as a team? We're going to count on some transfers. We're going to count on some of those junior college guys and seeing how quickly they can accept our culture and how good of a job we do as coaches and how good of a job our returners do providing leadership for our entire team. So that's going to be the most important thing for our season and where we go. Again, expectations. Again, yeah, we all play to win, right? We're all here to win every football game. So we're going to worry about, again, the day-to-day operations and trying to get better every single day. And that's our biggest key is that everyone buys into the culture that we're selling, that we're trying to promote there as a program. We have some good players we think coming back. Offensively, quarterback's going to be competition, complete competition. A couple junior college quarterbacks coming in that we think are pretty good football players, and one returner last year, Antoine Young, that did some good things and ran the ball well, needs to throw it better, but we'll have competition there. But we think we have some good players to do that competition. Running back, again, we lost Kevin Breaker, who was a good football player last year, who rushed for almost 1,000 yards. Competition. We're going to have some good freshmen coming in. A junior college transfer that was player of the year in one of the leagues out there, the junior college leagues from Cerritos College. He's a Long Beach Poly guy. Was a pretty good football player. So we have him coming in and some returners that have done some stuff. So again, competition. We think we have a pretty good wide receiver core coming back with Marquise Sumter and Brennan Tunstall and Sal Garcia and Renell Pompey. We were young last year, but pretty talented, guys that can run and again, got better throughout the year last year. So we're looking for big things from them and to provide leadership as well and really, again, kind of sell the culture of what we're doing there. Offensive line-wise, we have the 2 big Vaitai brothers, the Hawaiian guys on the right side of our line, 2 big brothers that, again, have a lot of potential. And our new O-line coach we brought in spring, Luke Knopf, is doing a very good job with those guys. And they have a lot of potential and a lot of athletic ability, so we expect them to kind of take their game to the next level. And Diego Gonzalez returning as well back on our left side as our left tackle position. And then, again, some transfers coming in to compete and some young guys. So It's going to be a work in progress. It is, but we have some talent. We have some ability. It's going to be how quickly our guys pick up things on the offensive side of the ball, and just how hard they're willing to work every single day. Defensively, probably have a little bit more coming back. Defensive line-wise, we have our 2 starting defensive ends back, Aaron Kleinpeter and Chris Sneed. They're pretty good football players, and we feel that they'll do a good job, and we got some good depth behind them. One of our noses that played quite a bit last year, Jordan Hamill, will be back. A real smart kid, real hard worker. And again, some transfers and some guys that are young that have ability. Again, we think across the board, competition everywhere. Linebacker, Nico Skowinski, Ryan Nolan, and Jake Cross all played last year for us. They all played quite a bit. Jake Cross is one of the leaders on our football team. He's number 2 last year. I think everyone noticed him. Again, coming from a team that's been pretty poor on defense. Usually when you give up 29 points a game, you don't think that's great, but when the year before they gave up 47 points a game, I guess it's a lot better. And Jake was a huge reason we did that. He was a guy that stood out on film for us last year. He makes plays, he runs sideline to sideline. He's vocal, he's a leader, and he's one of the big leaders on our football team. And really excited to have him back. Again, like everywhere else, we've got a couple transfers at the linebacking core as well that we think will compete, a couple freshmen that we're really excited about. And again, we'll have competition there. And the defensive backfield, we have Anthony Phillips, who ended up starting about the last half of the year for us last year and did a good job. And again, he's a great leader. He's an all-out effort guy. When we voted special teams captains, we kind of did it week by week. He got the special teams captain award. I think nine out of the 11 weeks, something like that. He got it because he's just an effort guy. Everyone on the team loves him and respects him, and he's a good football player too, and he's one of our leaders. And Mike Davis, who played a lot for us, also coming back as a safety, and he had a real good spring. And corner, we have competition, Cameron Drawhorn and TJ Sumter that played a good amount last year, and again, some transfers and some young guys that are going to compete. That's kind of what we got. We got some good guys coming back on special teams. Again, with our transfers, our incoming freshmen, and again, the returners we have, we think our depth on special teams will be a lot better. Our kicker for the last half of the year last year was actually one of our corners, Cameron Drawhorn, who played quite a bit at corner for us, and we kind of put him in the Fort Lewis game after we missed a couple field goals early in the game, and he kicked the last half. He nailed a 40-some-odd yard field goal with about 1 minute and 10 left, and he's one of our corners that played a lot. We put him in there, and it was a tie of the game. We were down 24-9, and he got pressure on him. He came back and tied it 27-27, about 1 minute 10, and he was one of our corners. So we got another guy to come in and compete with him, because it kind of makes you a little scared to have one of your starting corners be your starting kicker too. So we got someone in to help with that issue. But again, we're excited. We're excited about what we can do. Last year when I came up here and had the opportunity to talk to all of you, I said my biggest goal was I wanted to make this conference better by making our program better. I again see a lot of potential in this conference to be better than it has been, to achieve more, to get more teams in the playoffs. I do hate to see Kearney go, because they are a great program, and they're going to push all of us to get better, to compete against them. But we have Black Hills in here, and they'll do a great job too. So I still think that's the goal of what we should do as a conference, and that's still my goals. I think we got better last year. I think we competed better. We provided everyone with better games, and it wasn't kind of a walkover the way it had been the last couple of years with us. And that's what we're trying to do again, but we want to make it even harder on you, hopefully. Not just competing and beating a few of you, but we want to have an opportunity every single week we go out. And, we try and achieve that by just every day going out and working our butts off and believing in what we're doing. Open up to any questions.
Coach, 4 wins last season, potentially, as you said, you guys were close to perhaps going 6-5. What did those victories do just in terms of confidence for your program and allowing the players to taste some of that success?
It was important. I mean, just because you ask guys to believe in what you're doing, you're trying to put a culture in place, and it's hard. I mean, we had a really tough game against Fort Lewis. We battled back, and even though we lost that game, that was a big turning point for us last year, because we were down 24-9 at half. We weren't playing real well. We came back and we tied the game, even though they pulled it out and they played a good game and they pulled it out. Before the culture there had been, they probably would have quit. The year before, they were giving up almost 50 points a game, and they had kind of seen their team quit a number of times, and they didn't quit in that situation. The next week, we went and got our butts whooped by Mines. They took us apart pretty good, and it wasn't a good trip altogether. It was, again, our bus driver lost the keys, or left the keys in the van on the way up there, and we were stuck in the Golden Corral parking lot, and then we just get taken apart in the game. And again, our guys had opportunities to quit. We came back next week and played, Mesa State, who's always tough, and got a win, and that again gave them belief in what we were doing. So those wins were very, very important. And competing and being that close, they saw proof of what we were doing. That there's proof that it can be successful, and we can do what we're trying to achieve. So those wins were definitely important, just in terms of giving them belief in what we're doing.
Coach Clark, your second year as head coach, and like Coach Rivas Sandoval, you came in, your situation was a little different. You come in as defensive coordinator, and then were elevated to head coach. How has the transition from year one to year two been for you?
It never stops. You kind of like what Caesar said of he got from another coach. That the first year is kind of like year zero, and this year's like year one. It's tough when you especially you get that job in May. I'd been there for 2 months as defensive coordinator, but I had no control of the program. I had no influence on what was going on the offensive side of the ball. Recruiting money, a lot of it had already been spent. So just having more control over what's going on, having my staff there, having a plan in place and being able to execute it definitely makes you more comfortable, and there's a lot less unknowns going into this season as opposed to last season. So there is more comfort, but also I think as you get into that second year, you want to do more. You don't step off the accelerator. You probably press it down harder even than that first year, because now you know what you can do. You have a schedule, you have a plan, so you might even grind yourself down even more. Just trying to do everything you possibly can to help your players be successful.